Hello, so I'm still Jay, and yeah, I'm still an alcoholic, and I'm still sober for today. And I say today because, as we've tried to tell you, this is a day-by-day program. I can't live on the merits of yesterday, and I can't predict the future. So, before we go on to step 6, let's just have a little recap of where we're at. So the first step was to admit we was powerless. Truly, I was powerless. I just destroyed everything. Not just through alcohol. Alcohol was the solution. The problem was up there in the head. So I was powerless. Step 2 was came to believe that a power greater than me. Well, of course, I've tried for my own willpower to not drink, not be a prick. It didn't work, couldn't do it. So of course came to believe that there must be something greater, something else that can make me a better human being for myself. And the ripple effect is that it affects other people. Step 3, turned our will over to God. As we just did in step 2, I tried to control my own life and, to be fair, those around me. And the result was not good. Catastrophic in some stages. And then step 4 made us searching a fearless moral inventory of myself. Worked out what my defects were, what was wrong with me, the reason why I drank, why did I feel the need to go like this. And then step 5, explain to another person, and to my God. I'm going to use the word God, but as I've explained before, it's a God of my understanding. It's how I see it. Because as I said, man just fucks up. I'm a prime example of this. So I needed something more powerful than me. So here we are, step 6. Wow. So as you know, my routine, I do a fear and gratitude list. Things I'm grateful for, things I'm afraid of. I'm not talking about spiders, although they should go on the list. Spiders and wasps maybe. But no, we do things that I'm afraid of. So a fear and gratitude list, I send that over every day. I say my prayers, and this is the thing I ask for the most. Well, really, step 7 is really what I ask for the most, but it starts here. So, step 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. Defects of character, what's this? Well, they're the things that cause you dramas in your life. They're the things that you feel you have no control of. So now we ask God to remove them. But how can that work? God gave me free will. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Well, yeah, as I've already discussed and discovered, that when I have free will, when I have free reign, doesn't always go how I wanted. I was powerless over alcohol. This was my defect, So, through doing this program, through accepting, for being willing, for being honest, for being vulnerable, my compulsion to drink is absolutely zero. 100%. I've been to parties, I've been to nightclubs, I've been to a couple of nightclubs, been to dances, and I've never wanted a drink. In fact, to be fair, I haven't really wanted a drink, I guess after about 2 months of being in AA. 2 months, and it took me 2 months to stop crying, so, so maybe there's something in that. So the question is, if AA and my God of my understanding, which I didn't have at the time, can remove the compulsion to drink. Bear in mind, I drank every day, pretty much. Of course, I done dry January, we've discussed this, so I can't be alcoholic because I've done a whole month. But really speaking, I drank every day. Not always to black out, but when you have to go into work, not have to, but when you go into work and say, oh, look at me, I only done 2 beers last night. No normal person says that. Anyone who's got their drinking under control doesn't go in and go, woohoo, I only had 2 beers. So yeah, so the signs was always there. So I'm going to read this little part out from the book of the steps, because I think it's really apt, really powerful. The whole, I know I keep saying this, it must be a bit boring, but it's true. This whole book is just so powerful. So it says, this is the step that separates the men from the boys. Oi, oi. We like that. Come on, it appeals to my ego. Of course. But this step separates the men from the boys. So declared a well-loved clergyman who happened to be one of AA's greatest friends. He goes on to explain that any person capable of enough willingness and honesty to try repeatedly step 6 on all his faults without any reservations whatsoever has indeed come a long way spiritually, and is therefore entitled to be called a man who is sincerely trying to grow in the image and likeness of his own creator. Come on, bloop, bloop, bloop. Let's just break this all down, because it's like there's just so much in there. So, and he goes on to like, that any person capable of enough willingness and honesty. Like I say, I mean, step 6, I'm going to jump quickly. Step 7, this is step 6. We're entirely ready. I'm ready now to have God remove these character defects. Step 7, I ask him. Step 7, I pray. Can you remove my character defects? I don't want this to affect my life and those around me. Loved ones, people at work, people, acquaintances, strangers in the street. I have actually hit a stranger in the street because I have been drunk. Yes, no, not proud of it, no. But this goes to show the mood, the way I was fucking awful. So this is to protect everybody. And like I say, this is asking, we're saying we're ready now. I'm ready to remove these character defects. With enough willingness and honesty, you know. Admittedly, we were powerless over alcohol, you know. Came to believe, what are we willing to do? What am I willing to do not to allow this nasty piece of work out of the cage anymore? You know. So step 7, and I'm going to flip a bit just because I think it's important. Step 7 is I humbly ask God to remove my character defects. And I'm going to tell this story again in 7, when I do my step 7. I remember with my sponsor, I told you again, the sponsor is the guy that took me through the book, explained the steps properly, made me see my actions in things, even when I didn't think I had a part, and basically stopped me being a prick. And I remember doing a prayer, and then I go to work and I had a little argument, and all the character defects come back. The anger, the resentments, the frustrations, the jealousy, the rage, and the ego. Ego is a killer, you know. I rang my sponsor straight up, I'm on the phone. This prayer thing don't work, blah, blah, blah. My sponsor says something that will stick with me forever. He said, get used to them because they're always going to be there. So I'm asking God to remove my character defects, but they're always going to be there. How does that even work? It doesn't make any sense. What's the point of asking if they're always going to be there? This is the point. Today I'm aware of them. I'm aware when my ego's trying to take over. I'm aware when my will's trying to force things, people, or places, or things into the way I want it to be. I'm aware of this. Do I always succeed? No. If I did, then I would just be like the creator. And I'm fucking far from that. I'm far from that. But I'm trying. I'm really trying. I'm aware of them. Sometimes impulse, quickly. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have said that. Shouldn't have acted that way. And then I have to look, the reason you acted that way is because you asserted your will. And it's hard. It's not always about turning the other cheek. It's about being better for you. How many rows have you had, and as I'm asking you guys now, that could have been avoided if you just kept your mouth shut? Just keep your mouth shut. Some things don't need to be said. Some things don't need to be said by you. Some things people don't need to hear. That's the fact. You know, let's be honest. If your missus says, does my ass look big in that dress? You're not going to say fucking yes. You're not. The truth is, yeah, maybe it does. The truth is, maybe she's got better clothing. Maybe. Who knows? But the point is, the correct answer to that is whatever you're comfortable in, darling. You know, let's be diplomatic. But, you know, you want to say something. So does it need to be said? Does it need to be said by me? Do they need to hear it? Probably not. And this is where, not even turning the other cheek, I'm not going to allow you to slap me again. But maybe we don't have to get to that stage. Or maybe if I put my ego aside, maybe if I accept people and their flaws. You know, this is a big one. Acceptance of people. And therefore my character deformities or character defects don't need to come out. So let's go back to this. Willingness and honesty to try repeatedly step 6 on all his faults. Like I said, step 6 is I'm ready to have God remove them. Step 7 is I ask him. So I must do the step 7 prayer 20, 30 times a day. A day. Not always out loud, not always on my feet, knees, not always praying like this. But I say in my head, oh, please remove my character defects. Because I know I can feel myself rearing up. I can feel myself getting ratty. I can feel the energy shifting to very negative. Does it always work? No. Why? Because I'm human. And that's why I have a higher power. Because as a human, I'm going to fuck up. But given time, give them enough commitment to what I'm doing, of course they're going slowly, of course, but God has removed my compulsion to drink. This program has removed my compulsion to drink. Now if it can do that, which was the thing that held me the most, caused me the most drama, I've never been arrested sober in my entire life. I've never committed a crime sober, I don't think so, in my life. It's always some form of somewhere drink related, you know. And this is the point. It's a God can remove that. So of course he can get rid of my ego. Of course he can stop me lying. Of course. It's up to me. I've got the mouth. It's up to me what I say. Yes. So let's go on. Repeatedly, step 6 on all his faults without any reservation. I can't say, yeah, take away the lying, take away the cheating, take away the disbelieving, but can you keep my ego, please? Because, yeah, you know, I'm a geezer. No, without any reservation, take them all. Because let's face it, I bang on about it a lot, I know. I'm nearly 54 years old. And I have tried to control and will my life, to bend it to how I wanted it all to work, to shape it to what I thought was what I wanted. And look where it got me. Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. You know? And look what's happened in the last 18 months. I'm building relationships with my family. You know? I'm a better person. I have people asking me for advice. Are you mad? I'm loco. Absolutely crazy. But no. With this continuation, with this keep at it, I'm turning into a better man. That's for sure. That isn't with ego. And you can ask anybody that knows me around me. They will tell you. Even my governor, I bet, will tell you that I work a bit harder. You know, that I'm not so snappy. Of course. And I think you would be honest and tell you this. You know, I say things that come out of my mouth that I'm still shocked about. Oh, God, that was good advice. I said that myself. You know. Right. So, without any reservation whatsoever, has indeed come a long way spiritually. Of course. I just keep telling you, this is a spiritual program. It's not a religious program. It's not about getting into heaven or hell. You know, it's not about any of that. It's not about trying to make up for my mistakes even. What it is about is not repeating them. I'm trying very hard not to repeat them. So indeed, it's come a long way spiritually, and is therefore therefore entitled to be called a man who is sincerely trying to grow. You know what, fuck that, man, that's emotional. That's really emotional. Because these things people haven't said about me. Aggressive, yeah, nasty, yeah, this, that. And now I can say, can be called a man who is sincerely trying to grow in the image and likeness of his own creator. And as we talked, my God of my understanding, this is I suppose is the pinnacle of everybody, to be like this. You know, to allow life to be on life's terms. You know, and a lot of us don't. A lot of us, sorry, the sun is really hitting my eyes. A lot of us don't. So I'm just going to pause this, draw the curtain, 1 second. Apologies, but this is real life, you know. So yeah, the idea that we can accept life on life's terms, can accept people for the way they are, you know. Do we make allowances? Of course we do. Of course we do. And we make allowances because for me, I have been gifted this. I have been gifted this knowledge, this understanding of self, which helps me to understand other people. Do I get it right? No, honestly, I'd love to see you here and say, right, if you do this, your life will be just amazing forever. And it will be, to a degree, but you're still going to have to work on it. I have to work on keeping my mouth shut, because I have a tongue. And my tongue wants to row. You know, my tongue and my mouth and my brain together with my fists, I want to cause the drama so that I can react. Remember I talked about before about the justified anger. Yeah, of course we're all allowed to have it. You know, allowed to point the finger. But at the end of the day, who does it really affect? Hurts us. You know, hurts the ones we love. This ain't the way to live, is it? Is it? I don't know. I say no. I say no. I say no, this is not the way to live. You know? Am I a downtrodden man? No, I've got opinions, I've got views. I stand by them. But I'm also open to understanding other people's point of views. I like to believe I don't really have any prejudice. You know? Alright, maybe some, I don't know, extreme right Nazi fucks for sure. But also they're sick people, they just don't know. You know, they've got all these character defects and they don't know how to get rid of them. They've got all these ideologies, they don't know how to get rid of them. And that's what this is teaching me. To work out what my character defects are and ask and be ready, be willing. You know, my sponsor asked me in the beginning, what am I willing to do to stay sober? What am I willing to do? And my life was such a mess. Anything. If I have to, I don't know, if I have to eat just plants every day, then I'll eat plants. Because today I'm living proof that my life is better. The people around me better. I went to a meeting today and I heard this share and it was beautiful. So some guy talked about a cesspit full of just shit basically. And him throwing like stones and self-destruct in there and it's just covering everybody. I thought, yeah, that's a good analogy of how my life used to be. And then another guy said, yeah, that he didn't like other people getting covered in shit, so we used to isolate. You know, and this is true. That's not a way to live. You know, now I'm out there facing the world. And today, I don't have a poor cesspit, I have clear water. And when I put something in it, the ripples are astronomical. And again, this isn't from ego, but I'm touching the lives of people beyond my people. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm living the way I'm talking. And people are seeing a change. And that is just fucking such a wonderful thing. Absolutely wonderful thing. So step 6, we're entirely ready to have God remove all of these character defects or defects of character. I'm ready, you know, I'm ready. I was ready when I done the steps. I'm ready again. I'll be ready again tomorrow. I'll be ready the day after. I'll be ready the next day. Because I know that my character defects hurt me. And then they hurt the people that are around me. It's like that cesspit. The character defects is the shit. When I throw a stone in shit, everybody gets covered in shit. When I take the character defects away, I've got this clear, beautiful lake water. When I throw a stone in there, the ripples, and then the ripples come back and go forward and come back. It's like a never ending, you know. And this is what step 6 is. So thank you for listening. Salute. I'm out of here.